Welcome, parents, to my virtual Meet the Teacher presentation. I'm excited to have your child in my classroom this year. This is a great group of kids, and I realized that in order to have this great group, it took some great parents to develop the amazing character and work ethic I've already witnessed here at the school this year. I am looking forward to the leaps of growth I know they will make as I partner in this journey with you right before their middle school uh, leap in their educational career. Collegewood Elementary follows a curriculum called Conscious Discipline. If your child has attended Collegewood, you'll be very familiar with the concepts taught with this program. I do know we have a few new students this year, so please reach out if you would like further information or research. I'm happy to share it with you. The program emphasizes empowering the student to be aware of their surroundings, considerate towards others, increases collaboration among peers, improves overall classroom environment, and reinforces that the classroom is to be a safe place to tackle academic and social challenges. Each morning, we begin with a class meeting, and within that class meeting, we follow four rituals each day that are called Brain Smart Start activities. One is uniting, which might be a quick game with the whole class just to create a group atmosphere. Connecting, which is greeting their classmates in a special way. Disengaging stress, we would possibly do an exercise or a breathing activity. And lastly, make a commitment, which is just a challenge to set a personal goal and even a collective class goal each morning. Uh, During the first week of school, I had the class work in groups and develop what they thought might be good rules to live by for the year. And we worked together on this and we changed the word rules to agreements since it was a collective decision. The class signed this poster in the classroom as their final document, kind of like a charter to abide by. I think they did a great job narrowing down the three listed goals here we have would be one is to forgive and forget, and two, be respectful, and three, have a growth mindset. I like this quote here from Becky Bailey. She is the author and developer of Conscious Discipline Curriculum, where she says, discipline is not something you do to children, it's something you develop in them. And I love that idea of empowering the child to really seek out their academic goals and to be confident in what they want and build that confidence to be motivated to learn and develop things that they truly want to do in life and to start even at a young age. I really believe that kids can really gain that confidence, and that's what I seek to develop, is to encourage them to be lifelong learners and know how to seek out uh, things of interest and work on those strengths and develop those weak areas as well. This is our daily schedule for this year. It's a little different than the years past. Most importantly, this year, we have uninterrupted time during our language arts time. This is a powerful change to our schedule from previous years. It allots for the two subject areas to be recognized as going hand in hand. Reading develops skilled writers, and writing is a great outlet for processing deeper reading. New to our specials lineup this year would be the STEM class. It's a little different than the last year in that it is taught by a licensed teacher. If you haven't already discovered, she has already published a specials course there, module there in Canvas, and she is hosting a VEX Robotics Club this year. But the child will have to try out for the team, and I believe she has a handout there that your child can study up on and be prepared and ready for the tryout test. And but from past experiences, I've been involved with VEX, and it's a great robotics club. So I highly recommend, if your child's interested in robotics, it's definitely something to check out. The curriculum in our class is mostly similar to the gen ed class, but a little different too because of the high ability approach. At times, it'll look a little different to meet your child's needs. The work may be compacted or accelerated per your child's needs. Hands-on investigations, critical thinking, and differentiated learning will be regular approaches to the work in order to challenge and push your child to reach their full potential. Here is a slide with all of the skills covered in each subject area, just for your personal reference, that you can look over later. I'm going to give you a PowerPoint presentation of this video. But new to our curriculum lineup in the district is a science program called Project Lead the Way. I'm very excited to be using this curriculum. It's a hands-on approach to science that I know is perfectly fitted for your child's style of learning. It uses the design process from engineering, which is similar to the scientific process, but just a little different. And I really know that your kids are going to really benefit from it. In ELA, we will be covering the Lucy Calkins workshop model in both reading and writing. We will differ from the gen education class by way of the level of novel choices your child makes and the variances of products in their writing your child can develop. As with the science, the district has added 2 new programs to our ELA curriculum. One program, which replaces previous vocabulary program, I believe it was Root Stems program. This one is called Words Their Way. It is a digital word program in which your child will progress at their own pace. The second program is called Patterns of Power, which is a natural way of incorporating grammar and punctuation skills on a daily basis. And I have 2 slides coming up here. One with Words Their Way just gives you a little more detail that you can reference back to. And the other is the Patterns of Power. And this too you can reference for your benefit. In math this year, we will not be having students moving back and forth. Not that that's not taking place in the other classes. It just worked out this year that all of the kids will stay in our class for math because they all qualified. And so we will begin the everyday math curriculum actually starting Monday, this August 31st. Expect your child to have homework each evening in math, Monday through Thursday. I will give them practice assessment to study before each unit test, and they will be bringing home a HomeLink math book for this year as well. The 6th grade everyday math curriculum covers pre-algebra concepts in each unit that will help build a solid foundation for years to come. They will have a separate course in Canvas dedicated to their everyday math class. All other subject areas you will find addressed in their homeroom course on Canvas. Here is a look at what topics will be covered in social studies and science this year. A large part of the year is dedicated to a more intense study in social studies due to the iLearn test for the state. For 5th grade, it covers social studies standards. We will rotate back and forth with social studies and science throughout the school year. And here are the topics that will be covered in Project Lead the Way topics: robotics and automation and infection detection. And here's a more specific slide to Project Lead the Way. And the district has also moved for K through 5, we'll be using standards-based report cards. And the reason why I put this question here, why standards-based report cards? Why does this shift? Why is this shift taking place? As we look here, it says standards-based reporting promotes clear communication of growth and progress towards specific learning targets. Standards-based reporting supports equitable practices in collecting artifacts of learning. Standards-based reporting supports the high yield classroom practices of providing timely and specific feedback. With standards-based, I know you've probably experienced that more with your children when they were in the younger grades, K through 2. But some things to consider that with standards-based in the older grade levels, and it's even being looked at not to be per se in the middle school, but how will your child transition from standards based to middle school? That definitely is being taken into consideration. But here are some aspects of standards based that are important in giving you some uh, more research as to why it's meaningful. But it's accurate, consistent, meaningful, and supportive of learning. When students grade solely on academic factors, the teacher can report a clear picture of what the student has learned without the influence of other factors such as effort or attitude. These factors, while important, are not part of the academic grade and are communicated separately. It's consistent. It's using clear expectations of mastery based on the grade level, essential standards, and teachers can communicate expectations upfront and apply them consistently across the school year. What I like about the standards based approach is that your child can, if they're not grasping a concept, it's not one and done. They can continually practice that skill until they've mastered it. And I can give them feedback along the way as to how to correct course and get back on track. So it's supportive of learning. The standards-based grading focuses on the material that has or has not been learned, rather than on accumulating points to reach a certain goal. What do you do when they've missed those three problems? How do they gain that knowledge or grasp that knowledge? We can always go back, have them redo. And so the child is really assessed on a collective amount of work that they do over the entire 9 weeks. I will be looking at their growth and where they land at the end of that 9 weeks versus, making a paper that is at the beginning of that 9 weeks uh, an effective grade within the final grade. Sometimes that penalizes the child. So it's taking away that, and it's giving the child motivation to pursue learning a topic and knowing it well. And the teacher will be giving them specific feedback, which I really like that about this. Here is a student friendly explanation that might be given to the kids. Um, it's a 1 to 5 number indicators and that your child would be given per an assessment that's looking at how they have gained the knowledge for that 9 weeks. So you've got 1 on the scale of I don't understand, I need more help. 2, I'm starting to understand. 3, I can do it with help. 4, I can do it by myself, but sometimes I need a hint. And 5, I can do it by myself. But with that being said, it's not like a B, C, D, F scale. 5 would be considered the top of the scale where the child knows the information, could even teach it, but then they take that knowledge and they activate it. They do something, they could create a product with it. 4 is something they could do, they could possibly even teach. 3, they just have a knowledge for it. 2, they're just still in the process of learning. And 1, they have very minimal information, but that's where you want to get them higher on that continuum of learning. So here is a more advanced view of a continuum of growth. So you have as a teacher, you're looking for evidence, and that's why you do it at the end of the 9 weeks. You're looking for clear evidence that there is consistent evidence that the student has mastered the concept and skill. Errors and or misunderstandings occur, and the student independently applies the concept and skill. And then a step down would be expanding evidence, where there is expanding evidence that the student understands the concept and skill. Errors and or misunderstandings occasionally occur. Reminders, hints are sometimes needed. And then the middle line here was some evidence. There is some evidence that the student understands the concept and skill. Errors and or misunderstandings frequently occur, and reminders, hints are often needed, and so on. But what I like is we don't stop with the child this moment and this time. We can continue building on what they know and pushing them to a higher level with standards base. Why standards base? Again, we've got the example of a traditional report card versus your standards based report card, which will be somewhat more lengthy. Here is a video that I think I will display it for you at the end of this presentation, and you can view it. But it's informative, and it will help you understand it a little more. And I am more than happy to give more information and research on standards base if you have any further questions. Here are the grade release dates for this year. For the first 9 weeks, you should expect to see the release of their grades on October 15th, and then the second 9 weeks is January 7th. Third 9 weeks is March 18th, and their last report would be May 27th. So grades 3 through 5 report cards will be available online for parents to view. Access will be through My CCS, and an email will be sent out notifying you that the report card is ready for viewing. One other thing this year is, and you were familiar with this last year as well, is Canvas will be a means of communication hub for your child and for you. And I will be putting information regularly on Canvas for you, the parent, as well, in the class resource section. It's this middle area right here, class resources. I will have a page here for parents. So any parental information that's any clubs, anything, any documents that you might need to access or you'd like to print out from the PTO, from the office, from our class, I will put them here in this section where it says class resource. If you click on it, I will have a section for parents. And then my contact information would be right here in this section. And students will log in daily to view the agenda for the day, which will be the minimal with Canvas, and then all class assignments per test that are coming up. I will try to be proactive in having as much information for your child posted in the calendar in Canvas, as well as communicating any kind of school initiatives or spirit days and such will all be found in Canvas. And I will be going over Canvas regularly with your child and really showing them where to navigate to find things. So if they come home and say they can't find things, don't always take that for word, because I will make sure that they are very well capable of navigating it so that it's not a burden on you as a parent. Here is the route to access Canvas, and we will strive again as a district. Goal too is to make sure that everything is at least 2 clicks away, and hopefully not any more than that, so it's just super easy for you to navigate. And here is my communication information, and right here, if you do not have a Canvas login, and I know that some of you are new, this will be at the end of the presentation that I give you, so that you can access it. But here are the directions, which I thought might be very helpful for you. Thank you very much for following my virtual Meet the Teacher. And if you have any questions, concerns, please email me. Please call. Whatever form of communication you prefer, any of those will work for me, and I would be happy to respond and answer those questions for you. Thank you for trusting me with your child this year, and I look forward to a call if you have questions.